Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel, and if you're new, then welcome. Today's pick a card reading is an exciting one, okay? What love message does your future spouse have for you? And I thought these messages were super sweet, okay? And I definitely got a song to match the dynamic along with it. Okay, so in front of me, I have 3 different options, each with a different stone. This is group 1, group 2, and group 3. Choose the one that really calls out to you. If you need more time, you can pause the video now, and if you know which one you want, you can go to the timestamp down below. Okay, let's get started. Group number 1. Okay, so what is your love letter from your future spouse? Okay, so what they have for you guys is, dear future spouse, I am a hopeless romantic, though I would never admit that to you, unless it's through a message, like a poem or a song, because I have a creative, artistic side like that. There was a time when I started to lose faith that I would ever meet you. But something told me to hold on and have faith that what I was searching for was out there. I made a wish that I would find you and let it go, and really started enjoying life. Then when I least expected it, I met you, and I just knew you were the one I wanted to spend the rest of my life with. You have a way about you that no matter how much I get caught up in emotion or things get rough, you have a calm confidence to you, and just one look at you and I know everything is going to be all right. And I'm really trying to be that rock for you as well. Every day with you is like brand new, and I love that I get to live my life with my lover and best friend, who I now get to call my wife or husband. I love you forever and always. Your future spouse. Aww. Okay, so along with that, I'm getting the impression that you guys, okay, so yes, I'm definitely getting the impression that your future spouse is going to be a hopeless romantic, okay, but it's going to be like, they would never admit this, okay? I'm just spilling the tea on that, okay? Because I do get the impression that, you know, before you guys end up meeting, they're going to be like kind of in a place where they like are about to lose hope is what's coming through. Like if I see this like anxiousness, like, oh man, you know, they thought they'd be married by now, and just like knowing that they're meeting is like doing it for them basically. Like they just know that these aren't the people, and they're wondering like, am I gonna have to settle if I don't want to be alone? Like all that's coming through. And then I'm getting the impression that they're going to literally like, it's almost like they're gonna send out an intention or maybe even make a wish or something like that and just like let it go. And then I feel like this person is going to start enjoying life again is what I'm seeing. And I feel like, you know, you both are going to be in a place where something looked disheartening, and then like you all of a sudden like kind of let go and have faith that things are going to work out. And then I'm seeing you both just kind of enjoying life being, you know, in the moment and just like diving into whatever creative passion you're both in. And for some of you, this is going to be like a night out with friends where you're not even expecting to meet anyone, and I feel like you two are going to meet. And it could even be with a live band. Like, I'm getting something with music coming through. And I do feel like, you know, there's going to be something with either friends, or like you guys might end up having a mutual friend, but there is like this possibility of meeting through somebody, or you both are going to happen to be with friends. Okay, so take what resonates there. Okay, so it's possible like a creative side is also coming through for your person, that they may end up being in the live band that you watch. Okay, could be for some of you, because I'm also getting the spotlight card here. So yeah, there's a lot of different dynamics coming through for who your possible person could be. Or maybe, you know, they're not in the band, but like they do have a creative outlet of self-expression is what's coming through for that. And the impression that I'm getting is, you guys, this is so cute. You are going to have this instant soul recognition, soulmate-like connection where you both feel this. And you two are going to be like, flying high and crushing on each other. Okay, so real cute puppy love energy that's just going to be super mutual, and like such a Valentine's Day feeling is coming through. But the main theme for both of you is to be patient, because it's like you both somewhere know what you want. Neither one of you want to settle. It's just like the timing and the unfolding of all this taking place is what has to, you know, you got to have that trust and just like start living, start enjoying life. And I feel like that is actually going to speed up the whole process. And I actually see you two with kids in your future, if that's what you both want. You two might also even come across as being kind of opposite, I'm getting. But it's going to work for you guys. Okay, so the opposites are going to attract, and you guys are going to complement each other. Okay, so like a way that you might feel, you know, like in an area maybe you feel like you're not as good at, this person's going to be good at. And then something you're good at, this person's not going to be as good. So it's like you guys are going to balance each other out. And okay, so one of you is definitely coming across though like a rock star type feel. So yeah, whether either one of you are in a band or not, I'm just getting those vibes. Very artistic, very creative group. Maybe it's both of you. And yeah, especially with the change, one of you in particular is going to like to mix things up, I'm seeing. And it's like just the way you are. But, okay. Yeah, I do see that, you know, things are going to flow. Like, once you guys meet, things are going to happen, like, quickly. So, whereas things probably felt like nothing was happening, no one was there, no one that struck either one of your interest, it's like once you two meet, you both are going to have this recognition and be like, yes, like, this is the person, and you're both gonna like know this is the one. So I think your engagement period might actually go back, like, I wouldn't be surprised if it happened quicker than you like even imagine, because you both are gonna be on the same page with this whole thing. So you're both gonna be like, why wait? You know what I mean? Okay, so possible signs that came through for this group is Gemini, Scorpio, Sagittarius, as well as Cancer. It does not have to be limited to just those signs. Those signs could just be in their chart as well. But yeah, okay. So this is what I see for you, group number one. Also, group number one, the song that came to me for you guys is Firehouse's Love of a Lifetime. Okay, group number 1, this is what I see for you guys. If this resonates, let me know in the comments. And if it does, don't forget to give it a like. All right, bye guys. Hey, group number 2. Okay, so what is your future spouse's love message to you? Okay, so they say, dear future spouse, I'm such a different person now than I was when we first met. I honestly can't believe it. I had a lot of things to go through and understand about myself before I was ready for you. You always saw the best in me throughout it all. Thank you for that. You were always there for me as a friend. You have the most amazing light about you and gift for seeing the best in people, though you don't always think of it that way. You always knew it would be you and I. And once I went through what I had to, the realization hit me like a ton of bricks. And I felt such a whirlwind of emotion. And then the love I felt for you was so intense, I felt like I never wanted to live without you. A part of me can't believe how long it took for me to realize what you had realized all along. But I am forever grateful that it did hit me. Better late than never, right? And now I get to spend the rest of my life with my favorite person. The one who was a friend first, who was always there for me, and that I have so much love for. P.S. You tried to play it cool before you knew if I was interested. But I knew you were into me all along. And then I feel like they kind of end that with like laughter. Okay, group number 2. And the song that goes along with this is from the Climax Blues, I Love You. Okay. So there's a few different dynamics that go along with this group. Okay, so take whichever one resonates. Okay, so I get the impression that the majority of you who chose this group do already know this person, and you have gone through what I basically was reading. Okay, so I feel like you guys met this person and you had this instant like attraction. You were interested in them, you know, basically crushing. Okay, so like you knew instantly that this was the person that you wanted, but there was something. And here's what's interesting. Okay, I feel like they felt the spark, the connection, and all that, and attraction, because that's one of the fieriest cards in the deck. But with the ending right here, it's like something cut that off. Okay, it cut the idea off, because you guys were never exactly cut off, I'm seeing. Okay, I'm still getting that, yes, you were still connected throughout all this. So that tells me that either this person maybe was in a relationship at the time, or they were in a very non-committal phase in life. Okay, so there's definitely something going on where you felt it, you know, you felt the spark, the recognition, all that, but at the same time that was cut off. Even if you two were still like friends and like hanging out and involved in any capacity, it still never went further. So there was no commitment, anything like that. Okay. And if you guys who chose this pile don't have a clue, like there's nobody like that, that's either what's coming or another pile was meant for you. Okay, because this is a pretty specific dynamic, even though there's a bunch of different possible like angles that this could be playing out depending on who you are. Okay, so basically it's like this person, you know, they were in a phase in their life when you met them where like the letter said and like the song says, like where they like, you know, maybe weren't in the best place as far as themselves go, and they were probably into like partying and maybe like kind of just casual interactions with people, you know, like nothing substantial, nothing commitment wise, and it's just like a phase they had to go through is what I'm getting. Okay, you guys might deem that as being like immature, you know, not ready for what you're ready for, but honestly I'm getting though that's just this person's particular path and what they have to go, what they had to go through, basically. They never did not care for you though. It's just because they weren't on the same page at the same time as you might have interpreted it that way at times is what I'm getting. So that's interesting. But it's like I feel like you were always there for this person, even if you always wanted to be more than a friend to them. So it's kind of like you allowed them like the space and like what they needed to go through. And I feel like some of you actually have gotten into it with this person, okay? Because we got the two really fiery cards throughout all this, and it's kind of like you both kind of always had like chemistry and passion, and those of you that were, you know, crossed the friend line and were involved with this person, you know what I'm talking about. Like everything was there, it's just their readiness wasn't there, and you were ready, so that's what made this whole thing kind of like fiery and intense for you, and you, I feel like, had to break away from it at times and not like really be there for them, so to speak, and like a friend. But all in all though, I do feel like you guys were a friend. Like you did what you could, you know what I mean, given this circumstance. So yeah, and it's like I feel like this person, it's going to, once they go through what they need to go through and realize what they need to realize about themselves and life and their path, it's kind of like I see them, like it's dawning on them and them coming back around, okay? And yeah, there's just something about this person though, okay? The charisma is like, it drives you crazy. You just, I feel like you guys just love being around this person, okay? So it's kind of like why you kind of went with this whole dynamic, even though it's not something you normally would do. And you guys definitely have, I feel like, several past lives that you were together in. And just super drawn to each other, like always gravitated back towards each other, and just, you couldn't get enough of this person and their energy is what I'm getting, okay? And they come around as like naturally cool and like just all around attractive, outside, inside, just everything about them. Very magnetic person. And I see that how it drove you crazy, because on one hand you were like, oh my gosh, why don't they see what I see? But they literally couldn't. Not in the beginning is what I'm getting. I feel like this person also had depth to them too, but like that wasn't as developed, or it won't be till later. Okay, so for all of you, the timing will be different. But it's like you guys always did have that soulmate like connection, okay? You recognized it before they did. And often that sometimes is the case with a divine masculine or feminine. One of them recognizes it before the other. And it's basically like, you know, what are you going to do in the meantime while this person's doing whatever they got to do? And I feel like at times you came across as icy to this person, but it was really you just like being true to you and being like, you know what? I'm not just going to give when you're off doing whatever you want. And yeah, nothing's being reciprocated. Okay, so it was definitely a dynamic of like you having to be there one minute and then like cutting off the next is what I'm getting. So here's what's interesting though, when you guys both end up coming back around though, or when it dawns on this person and they come into this huge full circle realization that like you're the one they want, and it's like they're gonna come across as being different, okay? Like a much more elevated, mature version of themselves than they were when you first met. So they'll still be this attractive, you know, charismatic, passionate, lively, amazing person to you, but even better. Like they're going to come back around with the realization of who really matters and what they really want, which is what you've been wanting all along, is what's coming to me about that. So yeah, I mean, you guys are being called on, you know, depending on what stage of this whole thing that you're at with this person, not to give up on the connection. So you'll know, you know, if that resonates with you. I do see you guys end up traveling together as well. Okay, so possible signs that came out for what this person could be is Aries. Yeah, this reminded me of an Aries right off the bat. Sagittarius. Leo. Okay, so yeah, we got all fire signs right away. So it really does demonstrate the fiery nature of this person. Pisces and Virgo also came through. Okay, so it doesn't have to be limited to just those signs. Those signs could also be in their chart, okay? But yeah, okay. So group number 2, this is what I see for you guys. Let me know if this resonates, and if it does, don't forget to give it a like. All right, bye guys. Group number 3. Okay, so what is your future spouse's love message to you? Okay, so the song that came to me in regards to you guys is Savage Garden's I Knew I Loved You. And I actually feel called to read that in the beginning of the letter. So it says, Dear future spouse, I knew I loved you before I met you. I think I dreamed you into my life. Maybe it's just intuition, but some things you just don't question. And then it says, I dreamt of you before we met, so I knew you were the one. If that sounds cocky, it's not. It's not always easy being this aware. I didn't believe in love at first sight until I met you. Your words move me. I love your energy. Every moment spent with you is my favorite. You know how it feels to look at the night sky with twinkling stars? That's how it feels being with you. Connected, alive, magical. You showed me it's okay to open my heart and to trust. But you also respect when I want space and alone time. You get how I can be independent, but still want you. Thank you for that. I love that I get to spend forever with you. I love you. Oh, so sweet. Okay, so along with that, okay, so you and this person are my dreamers of the piles, okay, because we have these 2 water cards here. So that tells me, you know, along with this wish fulfillment, so it's almost as though you and this person like wished upon a star, or, you know, tossed a coin in a well type feeling. Okay, so very fairy tale and magical feeling, and like just like, you know, you two, it's kind of like you have such a soul connection. And with the Lovers here, as well as the water cards, that I feel like, you know, I wouldn't be surprised if not only did one or both of you wish upon each other, but it's like you probably did actually dream of one another before actually meeting in person. So by the time that you guys met, it was like you're gonna have this familiarity to you that neither one of you are logically going to understand, as well as like a soul like connection recognition. Okay, so it could very easily come across as being like a love at first sight, even though it has, you know, more to do than just looks. Like, yes, I do feel like you both are going to be mutually attracted, looks wise as well as personality wise, but it's even more than that. You know what I'm saying? Because you've got that whole like connection, that soul connection going on, and the connection with dreams. So on top of that, I feel like with the water too here, you both are imaginative, creative, intuitive type of people. Okay, so you guys are my like wise beyond your years types, but also very like artistic and creative. Okay, so there's like this form of self-expression that I feel like means a lot to both of you. Okay, so you guys are going to mirror this back and enhance it within each other. So if it's more heightened in one of you, that person is going to ignite that within the other, is what's coming through to me about that, especially with the Empress here. Now, with her being reversed though, that does tell me though that this person does they like their space, they like alone time, they like doing what they feel like is right for them to get right with them, if that makes sense. And some people, you know, they do need like that time to themselves to like totally come back to themselves and be themselves. So it's not that they don't want to be with you, that's just how they operate, okay? That's their love language. And so when you know that about a person, you can grant them that without feeling, you know, like, oh, it means anything about you, because it doesn't, okay? Believe me. With the Lovers here, this person is choosing you, okay? So it doesn't matter if they want their own space. And those of you that are watching this that are also like independent naturally and also value your space and alone time, you're going to understand that. And you two are both going to mirror that back to each other, is what I'm seeing. So that's all good. Okay, so it is also possible though that you two are going to meet at a time where one of you or both of you is going through a hardship of some kind, like something tough, some kind of obstacle in life. So that might be something that you guys, you know, might delay your connection. So until, you know, you guys get through that, which that can make life feel kind of like a maze while you're going through that. So this isn't going to be as smooth sailing, maybe at first for some of you. This is a general reading, so that might not apply to all of you. And I feel like there will be kind of a lapse in communication. Okay, so 1 minute you two hear from each other, the next minute you don't, and that could very well have to do with whatever obstacle the other person is going through. And they're going to appear like they're kind of hard to get, okay? And there might be a little bit of back and forthness of wondering if somebody is on the same page or not, okay? I am seeing though like all this like emotion with the water card here. So I do feel like, you know, emotions are going to be like very like you're both going to be feeling this at the same time. It's just going to show up kind of like what's going on. And that's because of whatever's going on in both of your lives, is what I'm seeing. So, you know, as far as that goes, where did it go? Communication is the key. Okay. But what I'm seeing though is that you guys are going to be able to communicate really well with each other. Okay, I feel like that's going to be effortless and just like flow. And along with the water, I feel like, you know, conversations are going to be deep too. Like you guys are going to have an elevated relationship, is what's coming through with that. And here's what's interesting. Okay, so I feel like, yes, some of you, you know, you might travel, but I also feel like you guys are going to have like that vacation type of feeling, even if you don't travel, because that's how much you two are going to like elevate each other and have such a good time together, like naturally. And I also feel like this is going to be such a unique connection that, yeah, you're going to be like, wow, both of you. Like I've never felt this way about anybody else or with anybody else, okay? And there is a theme of freedom here, so I do feel like, you know, you two will enhance each other by being a free type of person energetically, okay? So, like, you know, kind of like, yeah, having a life outside of each other, you know? It's just saying, like, you don't have to be with each other 24/7 and do everything that the other person does. Like, it's totally okay to have your own interest, your own things that you both enjoy doing. It doesn't all have to be the same. In fact, that'll make you two want to come together more. So, you know what I mean? Like, there will be a balance there. And yeah. Okay, so I'm also seeing, so possible signs that came through for you guys is Pisces, Aquarius, and Libra. Okay, but it's not just limited to those signs, and those signs could just be in their chart, okay? But yeah, group number 3, this is what I see for you guys. If this resonates, let me know in the comments, and if it does, don't forget to give it a like. All right, bye guys.